Alright, hey you guys, my name is Nick. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, today is probably going to be a rather short video, but I just wanted to talk about some things that were on my mind in light of Pride Month. So, as we all know, Pride Month is where we get to celebrate the LGBT community, which I am happily and proudly a part of, so hey you guys, happy Pride to all of you guys out there too. But personally, for me at least, I think that in the future, it'd be cool if we could move towards, and don't like hate me for saying this, but if we could move towards a future that doesn't even need a Pride Month, because if you think about it, being a part of the LGBT community, although it's kind of like this novice thing now and people are like, oh my gosh, like that's so different and like crazy, you know, different and crazy, it's really not, and it should just be like a normal thing. Like we don't have a straight Pride Month because it's normal. You're like, okay, that's the norm. And so there's like not the need for a Pride Month. And so it's like, yeah, I'm super glad like we are proud of it, but at the same time, it should just be something that's normal. It's not like, oh, this is a big deal. Like we should honestly not even have to come out. You know, like I feel like at the end of the day, it should just be like, hey, I'm into guys or I'm into girls or I'm into both, whatever like you are into, and that be that. Because I just think it's like really interesting that as a society we put such like a big stress on that, and I really do feel like in the future, or even if we do keep Pride Month around, I just feel like in general the whole idea of LGBTQ shouldn't have to be like this excluded group, and it should just be something that's like widely accepted, you know? And truly, Pride just isn't for like the out people of like the queer LGBTQIA community. Like no, it's really for everybody. It's for the people that are still in the closet. It's for the people that are struggling with their sexuality. It's for the people that can't come out because they're in dangerous situations. Like it really is for everybody. And I know in a sense it feels like it can't be because, oh, we're only celebrating the people that are out. But no, that's not the case. They're just the only ones that are out celebrating. But no, for all of you guys, no matter what your situation is, no matter what you're going through, this month is about you just as much as it is about anybody else. So I just really hope that everybody enjoys this month. Stay safe. Please nourish your mental health because it really is brutal out here. But yeah, you guys, I just take care of yourselves. I feel like just in general, as people, we all need to watch out for each other a little bit more and kind of have each other's back and just be nicer, because I feel like we live in really nasty times and it's just not, it's not cute. And people try to think, oh, pushing somebody else down, making them feel lesser is like this huge flex, and no, it is not the flex that you guys think it is at all. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough. We really don't, but I'm not gonna get into that right now, because honestly, I just find it so weird that like people get so bent out of shape about like LGBTQ issues. Like if we get factual about it, first of all, the Bible has been not only like paraphrased, but it's been translated from Hebrew. Half those words were not even in the Hebrew language that we're using right now. You know, you can translate a sentence from Spanish to English and you're not gonna get a direct translation. You can translate something from Spanish to German, so on and so forth. You're never gonna get a direct translation. So I do feel like using religion as like a means of hatred, one, is counterproductive to religion itself, but also it's really not a fact-based thing because it's been translated. It is not the word from word text. Like I'm willing to bet that 99% of the humans out there cannot read in ancient Hebrew. So I mean, I just thought that that's such like a weird flex to be like, no, the Bible says this. I was like, does it? Or just like in other countries, like whatever sacred text they're using, these translations, like I don't want to get too much into it though. Like I just was kind of saying it's weird, and honestly it's like I'm not knocking anybody for like what they believe in, but if you do your research and you just kind of look into some things, you're like, hey, there's some discrepancies, but regardless, you believe what you believe at the end of the day, and that's completely cool. But I'm just saying, don't use your beliefs as a reason to be a dick and just be hateful and spiteful, because like I know for a fact that probably goes against whatever you're trying to preach to people. Wow, this is weird, I don't like it. But also I do think it's very interesting how Pride is kind of set up, because in a sense, so not to get too political, but think about it. So we have like racism in the normal community, and you know, there's like groups that are excluded. We have minorities versus majorities. And so if you think about that though, there's also that same thing that kind of happens in the LGBTQ community, where like the group of like the very like muscular white gays like kind of sit at the top of the food chain, and then you have minorities within a minority group, and that is just so weird to me. And like I don't want to get too into this topic because this video is not made to be like political. I'm just kind of like speaking my mind because it's Pride Month and I can, but I just find that extremely interesting, because it's like the LGBTQ community is oppressed, but then they oppress members of their own community, so it's like a double oppression. I don't know. I was reading these statistics the other day, and it was saying that 52%, I want to say, of like LGBTQ people experience depression, but 62% of Black LGBTQ community people feel depression. I was like, that's really crazy, and that's very accurate. And you know, it's very easy to see. Like, think about it. If you ever had like a dating app, like how some people will just put the craziest stuff in their bios, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, I just thought it was really weird. It almost feels like a double standard slash hypocritical, because like, okay, we want one thing, but we do it on a smaller scale. I'm trying not to get too political about it, but like, if you think about it, okay, so this group experiences oppression, and then the group that's experiencing oppression oppresses a subgroup within that group. And so it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird to me. And I'm smiling because it's like, it's awkward, and I don't want you guys to feel awkward watching this video. And then on top of that, like, let's think about the people that like paved the way, which were Black trans women, which are like the people who were originally like fighting for pride, fighting for this to be like a thing. And I just do feel like within the gay community, we definitely have our own issues. So it's like we have world issues, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, like the gays are just experiencing world issues. And it's like, no, the gays experience world issues and gay world issues. So it's not a good time. It's not a good time, but it's Pride Month, and I'm very happy that it's Pride Month because it shows that there is progress. And it's like each year there are things happening that are kind of like forwarding the movement, kind of making it more normalized, kind of taking away some of that discrimination and really closing that gap. And much like with everything else, even though we're closing the gap, it's not quite closed, and we have to continue to fight to close that. And this is very odd. Like, I don't like serious topics, on YouTube at least. But it's like, I want to speak my mind, I want to speak my truth. I don't want to be fake. I just want to be transparent with you guys. So yeah, kind of like with all like the racism in the world right now, it's like, okay, we're trying to bridge that gap, and in a sense the gay community kind of needs to do the same thing. But the gay community has to not only bridge the racism gap in it, but they also have to bridge just kind of the becoming generally accepted gap. So I don't know, there are just a lot of weird things. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to hop on here, talk about it, because hey, it's Pride Month. This is my channel. I can speak my mind. I can say what I want. I want to use my voice to talk about the important things that I feel passionate about. And this is one of them, even if I didn't get too deep into it all. Yeah, in general, happy Pride. I don't have much more to say on this video. Maybe one day, like, I'll elaborate on this. Like, maybe I'll make a video where I'm like, okay, let's really talk about this. But for this video, at least, I was like, let's just leave it here. But yeah, you guys, my name is Nick, and I'm out.